and welcome back to another Saturday here in the Coriander Quilt Studio. I should probably be wearing my Ohio State gear today, but I don't know if I own an Ohio State sweatshirt any longer. I used to, but this is the best I can do for today. Where are my Ohio State fans at? If you're a Michigan person, that is okay too. You're allowed to join us today. But yes, so anywho, we've got a fun video for today. It is our works in progress video, so I'm going to be sharing what I was working on over the last month. We're going to choose our last number in our works in progress challenge. I've got some fun viewer quilts, and I'll also be showing you my Moda Blockheads finish, so stick around. Let's dive right into these viewer quilts. First up from Stacy J. She says, "Hello, I want to say thanks to you, Corey, for designing such beautiful fabric. I was inspired to make my new granddaughter's baby quilt out of your A Bloom line of fabric. I used a pattern from Sherry McConnell from A Quilting Life as my pattern. The project came out so lovely, just right for a sweet baby girl. Thank you also for being the highlight of my Saturday mornings. I absolutely love your show. Blessings to you." So that is a beautiful A Bloom quilt there from Sherry. So much from Stacy, Sherry's pattern. So much fun to see that one. Next up from Glenda D, she says, "Dear Corey, I am new to quilting. I have finished 3 quilts and have several unfinished projects. I wanted to share my quilt made with your Canning Day fabrics. I was watching a video with the late Donna Jordan. She was making the Trade Winds pattern by Cozy Quilts Design. I love the pattern and happened to have a roll of your fabric that I had been holding in my stash. I absolutely love the fabrics. I did not know what to use for the border or back. I happened into my long arm quilter in my hometown, and there was the Canning Day 108 in green. There was enough left on the bolt for the border, back, and binding. Thank you for all you do for the quilting community." That is an impressive one of your first projects, and welcome to the quilting world. I think you're going to be a member for many years to come. It seems once you get bit by that quilting bug that you are in it for the long haul. So we are happy to have you here. And then this last picture was sent to us by the Plaid Sheep Company in Berlin, Ohio. And they took a photo of a customer's project and said, "A gal named Cindy C shared this beauty she had made using Corey's fabric. I encouraged her to show this beauty to inspire others. Hope you are having a great day." Now it looks like that was made using pepper and flax fabrics from what I could see from the picture in the image there. I don't have any pattern information, so if that is familiar to any of you, be sure to drop that pattern name in the comments. Those are our viewer quilts for today. I hope you enjoyed that peek at what everybody watching has been up to. Now, I didn't mention, but today is also a $5 pattern day, so I'm just going to go ahead and chat about that before we move into our works in progress portion of the video. I've decided to offer candy striped for the pattern for this month. This will be the December pattern of the month, which means that you can still grab the November pattern of the month through tomorrow, the last day of the month. And welcome, Tigsy. He is joining us today, apparently. These colder winter days, well, colder fall days, have him inside a bit more. And I wondered if he might not pop in to say hi today. Purring like crazy, like he always does when he is up here. He knows when he comes up on the cutting table or whatever surface I am working at that it's easier for me to reach him to give him pets. So I think that's why he moseys up all the time. So I was talking about candy striped. What I was saying was you can still grab the Barn Star pattern, Barn Star 8, which was the November pattern of the month through tomorrow for $5. You can also grab this one starting right away today. So a day early on candy striped. And this will also be $5, but then this one will continue through December, through the end of the year. $5, I have it in paper and PDF formats. What I don't have is the actual quilt itself to show you because I gave it away to one of my daughter's friends. I was looking all over for it to show you guys today in today's video, and I had all of my Canning Day quilts all together, and this one, candy striped, was missing. And so I thought, well, maybe it just got put into another box. Sometimes quilts get shuffled around a little bit, so I was looking for it, and suddenly I remembered, no, you gave that quilt away to, it's Eleni's friend, one of Eleni's friends, a couple years ago actually. And so I don't have this one to show to you in person here on the video. So what I did is I have sent Ryan some photos to insert into this video. So while I'm chatting about it, you can see some photos and see the original candy striped quilt. Candy Striped is a 74 by 88 inch sized quilt, so kind of a roomy throw sized quilt. It uses a ½ yard each of 7 different prints, and then you need additional fabric for your background, for that narrow little border, your binding, and your backing. Now, you heard me talking about Canning Day. That is the original collection that this quilt is from. But it looks really pretty done up in all sorts of fabrics. Now, I chose the same print from Canning Day to use in each of those rows, but you could easily mix and match, just choosing your favorite splashy or large scale florals to use, or even novelty prints if you have something directional. This lends itself a little bit better than some patterns for directional. Of course, in those sawtooth stars, directional fabrics are going to be a little fussier to work with, but you would have nice big chunks that you could work with for that stripy portion of these strips. So something to think about there when you're choosing fabrics. And I also think it would be really pretty in holiday fabrics, which is why I mocked it up using Vanessa Gertzen's Berry and Pine line of fabric, which gives it a really nice wintry feel. I think it would be beautiful using those traditional bright red, bright green fabrics. I didn't have a fabric collection handy in my electric quilt program to show you what it would look like using those fabrics, but I think that would be just really beautiful as well. So that is Candy Striped, $5 starting today and then through the month of December in my Etsy shop, and I've got it linked in the description box below. So that is that. Let's just go ahead and move into our works in progress. Last month, the number that I drew, let me look and see. I don't even remember what number it was specifically. I know my project. It was number 3. And I needed to put back together my Christmas tree quilt that I had to take apart right after I made it, which I chatted about in last month's works in progress video. So I did get it done in the nick of time. Just yesterday, I finished this up. I'm going to link to the video where I made this quilt. I did that before when I was chatting about having to put these blocks back together, because in that video, I share how I made the quilt, kind of the plan that I had for making the quilt, and then you kind of get to watch it all come together. The part you didn't see in that video was me taking it all back apart because a part of that video didn't film properly. So I do have it all back together once more. And here she is. I'm not sure if you can see all the way down to the tree trunk part of this Christmas tree or not, but this is it. Just super scrappy, uses mostly Starberry fabric. I did add some other low volumes in there in those white portions, but mostly Starberry for this quilt. And they're all 2½ inch sized strips. Just super scrappy. So this was a really fun one to do. It was fun to be working on it again this time of the year. I remember when I was making my list for my works in progress, I thought, well, it would sure be fun if, oh, sure, you just come on in, buddy. That's fine. They don't need to see the quilt. No, they want to see the cat, you know. As I was working on my works in progress list, when I was compiling that list, I thought, well, it would be really fun to be working on this one right before Christmas. And lo and behold, that is what happened, which was neat. You can see this quilt top much better in that video. So since our dearest friend Tigsy is blocking off all access to that center portion of the quilt, that other video might be your best bet if you want some up close video. Oh, honey, he just wants all the scratches, all the scratches. He's been out inside most of today. And so he is a sleepy, lazy, funny kitty. Okay, there you go. Yes, just slide over here. I'll pet you on this side. Now you can see that side a little bit. Anyhow, Christmas tree quilt done, checked off my list. So we can move on to another project. And while he is just lounging here, I'm just gonna grab this from under you, bud. Okay, you just stay there. I finished my Moda Blockheads quilt too. This one also I finished up yesterday. So 2 finishes for me yesterday. And you've seen all of the blocks for this quilt top here on the channel, but they are finally all sewn together. So you'll remember I was making a portion of those Moda Blockheads blocks in the 9-inch size, and then I added the little embroidery panel from the A Bloom collection. I added that in as alternating blocks in between those pieced Moda Blockheads blocks. The patterns for the pieced blocks are all free, and I did include instructions on the measurements that I used for these the little panel blocks here with the border. It just has a little narrow border around each of these. So I did include those measurements over on my blog. So I'll link to where I shared that information. And I did 13 of the pieced 9-inch Moda Blockheads blocks and then 12 of those alternating blocks. And that's what it looks like. Now I would really like to show them this, Tigsy. What do you say? Can we move you over? Can we move you? What if I let you have this little bit of the table? You can go there. I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I'm pretty sure as soon as I bring this quilt top up, he is gonna mosey right in. But he's cute. We like him. I might have to move him off the table though. See, yeah, he sees it and he says, oh yeah, that's a good spot for me. I think that looks like a Tigsy spot. But I did want to show this to you a little bit up close here so that you can see what it looks like. But this is mostly just the Tigsy show at this point in time, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, buddy. Slide on over. Okay. We're doing it, guys. We're not doing it. He's taken over again. There he is, the big flunk. Flunk and a plunk, and he is a happy boy. Well, you can see some of it. I am going to make him move, though. Here, I'll slide this part down so you can see at least the top row there. He says, oh, yes, that's fun. Would like to play with that. Buddy. Let me see if I've got, yeah, that's the whole thing across the top there. So it's 5 blocks across. And then we have 6 blocks down. Come here, you. Come here, you. Okay, try it. There we go. I'm going to hold him like that so you can see this a little bit. So that's the first 3 rows. And then, oh, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said 5 and 6, but it's square. It's 5 by 5. So there's the bottom half then. Right there. Ooh. So that gives you an idea of what all the blocks are. I know that I had some people asking to see exactly which blocks I use, so I wanted to make sure and show you all of those blocks. I think I gave you enough Tigsy free time that you could see all of the blocks that I included. But I did show them individually here in video format too. So if you missed that, you should be able to go back and see each block individually as well. But we'll just slide you down again, buddy. There's some more. Then we'll get that top row again. And there's that very top row. So that should be all of them. Even with our handsome little helper, I think you still got a chance to see those. All right, you can go back now, buddy. I took away your cozy spot, but you can go back. And now, the last thing that we need to do is talk about our very final item on our works in progress list. I don't even need to draw it this month because we have only one number left, and it is number 10. And it's right here. I knew it was coming up because I knew which one I had left on my list, and for me, it's make something for fun. That's what number 10 was on my list, make something for fun. So I don't know what your number 10 is, but my number 10, make something for fun. And I was thinking about this today because I'm not quite sure what I want to make just for fun. I have a few different ideas rolling around in my head, and I thought I could show them to you, but then I decided not to because I don't know if I actually would pick any of those. And so then I was thinking, well, it is just make something for fun. So on a day when you wake up and you think, hey, I would really like to make this project today, that would be fun. Then that's the project that I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to make on that day. So I don't know what it's going to be. I thought it would be a quilt. I guess it wouldn't have to be a quilt. I didn't specify that it is a quilt. Maybe it's cookies. Maybe it's Christmas cookies, guys. I don't even know, but we're just gonna have to see. Whatever happens on that day when I wake up and say, yes, that's what I want to make for fun, that's what it will be. So how did your November works in progress go? Let us know. Let us know what kind of progress you made there. If you didn't make any progress, that's just fine. That just means you were working on something else important. So, and then let us know what your December project is going to be. And then start thinking about your 2026 projects, because we're going to be making a whole new list and we're going to be knocking off our works in progress again in 2026. So I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving week if you're here in the United States. Hope you had a wonderful week if you're not too. But I wish you the very best weekend. Thanks so much for stopping by. I will catch you again next time.